All right. For my second presentation, I decided to take a look into the Coca-Cola Corporation and their claims to increase their reusable packaging by 2030. So, an introduction to this issue is the Coca-Cola company has currently fallen short of their promise of increasing the amount of reusable packaging to prevent their single-use bottles from ending up in the oceans and our waterways across the globe. So what? Who cares? Coca-Cola has fallen behind on their promise to reach 25% reusable containers by 2030 and has yet to disclose a plan to get the company back on track. Since 2020, the Coca-Cola company has actually decreased their number of reusable containers by around 2%. Facts. The Coca-Cola company has fallen behind as reaching its goal of 25% reusable packaging by 2023 or 2030. The bottle manufacturers that supply Coca-Cola with their bottles have not reported an increase in demand in reusable packaging from Coca-Cola. And if Coca-Cola were to meet their 25% of reusable packaging by 2030, it could greatly reduce the amount of plastic bottles and packaging found in our oceans and waterways and other landfills across the globe. So, stakeholders of this issue are the marine life that are obviously affected by the plastic bottles and packaging that are polluting our oceans currently and our waterways. The people around the globe that unfortunately live in areas of high pollution that have to deal with these single use bottles on a day to day basis. And the shareholders of Coca Cola who are currently profiting off the current single use plastic business model are also a stakeholder of this issue. So some of the ethical dilemmas, the three ethical dilemmas that I found most prevalent in my analysis were Earth futures, health and well-being, and integrity and veracity. Earth futures seems like it to be challenged by Coca-Cola due to the large change in the safety of their products for the environment, and yet to deliver on their products. The health and well-being of marine life is ignored by Coca-Cola since they have fallen behind on their product promise. There has been millions of bottles making their way into the waterways and oceans that have been detrimental to these animals. And finally, integrity and veracity have been challenged because Coca-Cola is yet to disclose their goal plan for the 25% of packaging, reusable packaging by 2030, which brings up a question of transparency. So my research, Coca-Cola has pledged that they will reach 25% reusable packaging by 2030, but they have fallen behind and only have gone to 14% so far. And they actually decreased from 2020, where they had a 16% of their packaging was reusable plastic. Almost every bottle manufacturer that supplies Coca-Cola have reported they have been providing a lower amount of reusable packaging since they did when they first announced this initiative in 2022. It has been estimated by Oceana that if Coca-Cola were to reach their goal of 25%, it would be equivalent to not producing around 100 billion 500 milliliter single-use bottles and cups. This would prevent so much plastic from ending up in our waterways and our oceans. So some potential solutions to this issue are Coca-Cola must disclose a detailed step-by-step plan to show their stakeholders that they have some strict guidelines that they're going to follow in order to reach this large amount of 25% of their bottles being reusable by 2030. Another possible solution is Coca-Cola could readjust their goal and make it more achievable. The most reasonable adjustment maybe go down to like 20%, but I feel like this would also cause some friction with their consumers because it makes them feel like they're going back on their promise. So my recommendation is Coca-Cola as a company must disclose their plan to meet their goal in order to try and salvage any of the company's integrity. I believe that this is in the best interest of the company to become a more transparent. If consumers knew what was going on in their goals, it would make the company more trustworthy. And if consumers were more informed about the company and how they handle their issues, it could build a stronger connection between the company and the consumers. And these are my references. Thanks for watching.